I just wanted to remind you, ladies and gentlemen, that I have some new designs over at the DisRiz Entertainment store. We have the 2022 gray fall designs jumping out of the store. From tank tops to t-shirts to hoodies, we have it all. This fall design will last up until December 2022. If you would like to further support the channel and help with the funding of DisRiz Entertainment, the link will be in the description. Now, let's get into it. Riley convinces Grandad to pretend he is blind so that Xzibit will pimp their ride. Huey is being stalked by a government agent, or is it just his imagination? The Real is the 8th episode of the Adult Swim's The BoonDocks series. It originally aired on January 8, 2006. The episode opens with the Freeman family in reality show-type talking head interviews, during which Huey claims to have founded 23 radical leftist organizations.
I'm the founder of 23 different radical leftist organizations, including the Africans Fighting Racism and Oppression, or AFRO, if you will, the Black Revolutionary Organization, or BRO, and also the Black Revolutionary Underground Heroes. Yeah, bruh.
During his FaceTime, Grandad talks about how his sunglasses make him look like his hero Bill Cosby. Riley talks about how he is gangster and has several aliases.
Yeah, my name is Riley, son. But you know, niggas call me AKA Riley Escobar, you know what I'm saying? Cause I be in the streets, you know? I got all kinds of names like HR Paper Stacks, also known as AKA Horse Choker, AKA Pillsbury Doughboy, AKA Louis Rich.
Like the turkey bacon?
Yeah, like the, what?
During this interview, Riley goes on to explain exactly how he came up with his plan to get Xzibit to come and pimp his grandfather's car. Basically, he taped his grandfather wearing his sunglasses and tried to garner sympathy by saying he was a blind and lonely old man with a desire for love. Riley also videotaped Grandad's crummy car named Dorothy and said that it was the only thing he had left in the world, and everyone knows that bitches don't really check for niggas in beat up cars. He ends his tape with a two-faced, teary-eyed plea, saying,
Please, Xzibit, pimp my ride for my grandfather, for 9/11, for America.
Even Riley is surprised when Xzibit and his film crew show up sometime later. Not in on the trick, Grandad is initially skeptical when Riley tells him that he must act blind so they can get a new car. However, Riley successfully convinces him to play along, saying that once Xzibit and his crew are done upgrading the car, Grandad will have a nicer ride and a lot of bitches. Meanwhile, Huey, not at all pleased by his family's dishonesty, sends one of Dubois' family members, Jasmine, running away crying after revealing to her that the Tooth Fairy is fake and that everyone she knows would die one day. No sooner is she going than a man steps from the shadows and approaches Huey in a mysteriously mild manner, dropping hints that he has been spying on Huey and the Freemans. He says, "You enjoy abusing people's illusions. I respect that. You don't know me," Huey says defiantly, to which the agent replies, "I know you better than you think." Huey Freeman. Surprised that the man knows his name, Huey turns only to discover that the man has disappeared. He tries to talk to his family about this secret agent, but they deny and ignore him.
Good morning, Freeman family! What in the hell?
Soon after Extreme Makeover, Home Edition shows up, intending to build another wing onto their house. Riley, behind this as well, had to claim that not only was his grandfather blind, but also that despite his disability, he was running a homeless shelter out of the house. Grandad continues to play along, hoping that he'll get a grotto like Hugh Hefner has at the Playboy Mansion. In the midst of the construction, Huey is again visited by the agent, who is dressed as a worker. After a brief discourse, the man again disappears. Huey tries to see if anyone else notices him talking to a man dressed as a construction worker, but no one does. He begins to question his sanity. While the house is virtually destroyed, Xzibit returns with Dorothy. Unable to contain himself, Grandad blows the gimmick by hugging Xzibit and commenting on how the car is his color. By this point, he had caught the attention of the Pimp My Ride crew and the Extreme Makeover workers, all of whom were staring at him disapprovingly. The men leave, the house still demolished, and Xzibit drives off in Grandad's car. Riley motioned towards Granddad's pimp car through a hole in their destroyed house. It's autumn and Grandad and Riley are sitting in the living room, huddled in coats and blankets as the wind blows through a gaping hole in the wall. Then, finally, Xzibit returns, telling them he couldn't legally keep the car and would instead bill them for all the work done. The invoice is $35,423.08, and as he is handing them the bill, he says, "Take your time with that. Looks like money gonna be tight around here for a minute," and chuckles as he walks away. Riley compliments how the car looks, stating it was all worth it. Grandad gets angry, seeing this is all Riley's fault, and he chases Riley, preparing to beat him. Huey is confronted for a third time by the agent he has now nicknamed the White Shadow. Huey tells him that he believes him to be a figment of his overactive imagination. Now, who's hiding from reality? The agent asks. The agent never definitively reveals whether or not he is real, but says, "If you ever want to talk, remember, I'm always listening." The Freemans, their house destroyed, sleep in their newly pimped out car. This episode was hilariously funny, and I will watch it again. I rate this episode an 8 out of 10 due to the fact lying is not the best solution to achieving success. On the set or show of Pimp My Ride, the truth is that Pimp My Ride was a very different show behind the scenes. According to my research, everyone was lying on set in the production studio and even over at Viacom, now known as Paramount Global. One of the contestants, Brooke Siegel, had her Chevy Cavalier customized since she was friends with one of the show's producers. She had to plead on TV to have her vehicle pimped, and she only got the job because she agreed to act. They made up a complete history for her in which she was a 22-year-old movie buff. The truth is that she was just 25 years old and working as a cocktail server at the time. The homes used in the production of Pimp My Ride, like those used in the filming of MTV's Cribs, were not the participants' real residences. Brooke Siegel said that they didn't even utilize her own home to shoot the scene when Xzibit came to tell her she'd been picked for the program. Former competitor Justin Deeringer didn't ask me anything on Reddit to tell his side of the tale of his 2005 appearance. Justin claimed as much, despite the program giving the impression that his car was only taken for a few days. However, it took them 5 months to complete, and neither MTV nor any major automobile rental companies were willing to provide him with a rental vehicle due of his age. Many old beaters were transformed into rolling works of art at the display, complete with new interiors, exteriors, and wheels. Some of the nice gadgets that were added to the cars on Pimp My Ride weren't even meant to be permanent additions. Rather, they were just a marketing gimmick and were quickly removed as the cameras stopped running. It was the sound of revving motors that greeted the pimp in the cars that come into the My Ride garage always exit with the same problems. Ultimately, clients all expressed a desire to return to the event despite the difficulties they had with their vehicles. Although the show of Pimp My Ride fell short of certain expectations, the patrons were pleased to have seen something different, to have been recognized, and to have been given a nice car to drive for a short period of time. Finally, all of the candidates agreed that Xzibit, the show's host, was a great man to have around. He was a joy to work with, a natural host, and a hilarious addition to the show. His relaxed and enjoyable demeanor has been praised by his many satisfied customers. Now you may ask if you've been sleeping under a rock. What or who is Paramount Global? Don't worry, DisRiz Entertainment got you. Formerly known as Viacom's Inc., the media conglomerate now known as Paramount Global or Paramount is a subsidiary of CBS Corporation. Content is produced and shared across several channels. Cable networks, TV stations, TV programs, content development and distribution, new streaming services, branded streaming services, and other internet-based enterprises are only some of the media and entertainment sectors in which the corporation operates. In addition to having a hand in many aspects of the entertainment industry, Paramount also runs a number of regional websites, broadcast TV stations, and a digital streaming subscription service for cable networks. CBS, Black Entertainment Network, Comedy Central, Paramount Plus, Pluto TV, MTV, Paramount Pictures, Showtime Network, Smithsonian Channel, and Nickelodeon are just a few of the networks owned by the business. National Amusements, Inc. owns Paramount and runs it as a subsidiary. Across the Americas, Europe, the Middle East, Africa, and Asia Pacific, the corporation runs its activities. The main office for Paramount Pictures is in the Big Apple. According to this article from allhiphop.com, link in the description, The rapper Xzibit was pimped by Viacom over Pimp My Ride money and threatens lawsuit. One little untruth may cause a lot of trouble. As you can see, one must admit when they are wrong and quit attempting to con others who are seeking charity, particularly members of one's own family. People I've met in my line of work, digital cinematography, during the last 5 years are almost unknown. No matter how hard I try, I can never fathom how other people think. To clarify, when you enter a shop or other commercial place with the intent of making a purchase, you are required to make payment before leaving, correct? It is still anticipated that you will pay within the estimated billing cycle, even if you use a credit card. Now, let's get down to business without any other nonsense. Niggas believe that a quick shout out or message suffices as payment for my services. I understand. You must think since I'm a smaller LLC, I need your promotion to get clients. Negative, that is not the case. Money talks and bullshit walks, as the old saying goes. In other words, keep your negative vibes away from here. Basically, I almost went off on a tangent to clear the air. Alright, let's go back to the analysis.
I'm not a businessman, I'm a businessman. Let me handle my business, man.
As an episode, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. Yet, I found this episode to be brilliantly funny. But if you want to have 2 reality shows in the palm of your hand simultaneously, you better come correct and authentic or risk ending up in people's ill will. Also, I would like to thank all of the new subscribers. Over the last month and a half, we currently have over 1,200 subscribers. Thank you all. Please feel free to comment in the box and tell us what part of the world you are from.
You got a problem with that, nigga?
Thank y'all for liking the content. This motivates us to make more videos like this one here. Please be sure to smash that like button, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Also, make sure your post notifications are turned on. If you made it to this part of the video, let me know what your favorite part of the video was. Also, what are you all looking forward to in future episodes? Share this video. I was told that it helps out the algorithm. We are trying to get our views up. We are asking for 200 likes to help take this channel to the next level. New review videos every Saturday and Sunday for more episodes. Thanks for watching, take care, and we will see you in the next one.